Hello everybody, Dennis speaking here. This little video, new entry to show you what I have just purchased recently from a second-hand stores, or not second-hand. So starting with Semi Agar and the Circle, Space Between album, which is one of many Semi Agar's releases after he left Van Halen. I actually like a lot of stuff he did after Van Halen. Actually, I'm more of a fan of David Lee Roth Van Halen than Semi Agar's Van Halen, but what he does as a solo artist is really great. On this one album, Space Between, you have Jason Bonham on drums, Vic Johnson on guitar, who plays with the Warboritas, Semi Agar's other solo group, and Michael Anthony on bass. Another one I got from a second-hand store, didn't pay much for this one, also on CD, Springsteen on Broadway. It was a show I have seen on Netflix. Very great, of course. Bruce Springsteen is a great storyteller. So this is the complete performance from the Broadway show. It's also on vinyl, but I got this one second-hand on CD. In another store, second-hand as well, I got one of my guilty pleasures, an album by Bon Jovi. This one dates back from 2001. One Wild Night, live performances from 1985 to 2001. Lots of great songs on this one, all the hits, of course. I kind of lost touch with what Bon Jovi does since then. Not a big fan of his last releases. Now that Sambora is not in the band, I kind of lost interest. But this one I got, I don't know if you can see that, it's a 2 CD edition from Australia, so you get a bonus disc with I think 5 songs, okay? So 5 songs recorded live in Melbourne. So I didn't get this. So then again, when I find this kind of stuff on second hands, I rarely hesitate. I got the next ones from eBay. So this is an album by Alice Cooper, which is quite recent, 2010. I heard it online, I have it on CD. There's a couple of extra tracks on this one, 3 bonus tracks, including an acoustic version of one of the songs. I think it's kind of good, of what I can remember, but I have to give it a more serious listens. I just love what Alice Cooper does, so it's great to have this one. There's a vinyl edition on that album, which can be a bit pricey now, which was released only in the US. So I might be looking for this one later on. Hannah Rocks. This is a single Japanese edition. Well, I got this one on second hand as well, because there's just one track that I don't have, which was not released on the album. So I'm gonna buy this one for 15 euros or something. So I kind of look for this kind of CDs later on second hands. Okay, so People Like Me, Lucky in My Darkest Moment, Are You Lonely Tonight, which is a Willie DeVille cover. Hannah Rocks. Can't go wrong with these guys. One album, also a Japanese import. This is a SHMCD, supposed to have better sound quality than your regular CDs. Done with mirrors, there's an S. Not everybody's favorite Aerosmith CD, but I used to have this one on your regular CD, a later edition. So they did the paper sleeve thing that the Japanese loves to do. I remember a couple of good songs on this one, so I just thought, I think I paid like £8 for this one, so I just went on for it. There's darkness in it, and let the music do the talking among many tracks there. Right, it's actually hard for me to read the tracks since they are written in Japanese behind. Okay, so over the last couple of months, I also had a few LPs. So quite recently, I just bought, I think it was yesterday, this one. Yes, Thin Lizzy. I love Thin Lizzy. I have like a couple of discs by them, The Live and Dangerous and Black Rose. This is a silver edition. So I've seen version of this one where you have a gatefold where the CDs, the LP open like that, and it reveals the art inside, which is now just printed on the inner paper sleeves. And this is silver edition, kind of nice. So a lot of great songs on Jailbreak, obviously. From the title track to, let me see, what do we have? Well, we have the cowboy song, The Boys Are Back in Town, obviously. So just for this one track, I guess you gotta have this one. Okay, the third Thin Lizzy. Another band that I really like, but I don't have much albums by them. This is Dire Straits. So this is their first album, if I'm not wrong, from '78. Obvious track on this one is Sultans of Swing. So nice one. New pressing for the Back to Black label. So this is a 180 gram version. So really nice. I talked about Alice Cooper. I gotta have this one also, the Breadcrumbs EP, a bunch of songs by Alice Cooper with a musician from Detroit, supposed to be released to 20,000 copies, 10-inch. Last month was my birthday. As usual, my sister offered me an LP. This is the Bob Dylan concert that we all know about. The Real Royal Albert Hall 1966 concert. There you go. So this is your regular edition. Another LP I had for my birthday, and this one is really good. If you can get your hands on this one, this is Mike Patton and Jean-Claude Vanier, Corpse Flowers. So this is a collaboration between Mike Patton from Face No More and Jean-Claude Vanier, who was orchestrating music for Serge Gainsbourg. I listened to this one. This is brilliant. This is I don't know. This is one of my favorite Patton releases from in a long time. Really, I really did what he does, but this one really enjoyed. I have to listen to this one more and more, of course, because I'm pretty sure, like most of you out there, you get so much music coming in that you don't have time to really listen to everything. So this one I bought a series of 3 LPs the other day. This is Stefan Escher. So he's an artist from Switzerland. So I don't know if someone or some of you are familiar with him. He had huge hits in France. I don't think he's touring much in the US or some other places, but he does tour in Germany, in France, obviously, Switzerland, Belgique. This is an album of songs he wrote He has a huge career, lots of albums released, and he did a reorchestration of his songs with an orchestra of maybe 20 musicians or something. Lots of brass, lots of percussion. I think there are 2 drummers or 3 drummers on these tracks. So this is a really brilliant album. The concert was great. I could tell you a lot about Stéphane Escher maybe in another video. So that's his second to last album. His very last album is this one. Beautiful cover. These are called, don't get me wrong, Homeless Songs. Okay, so there's a bunch of songs in French, as usual, a bunch of songs in English and in German. So lots of, I didn't really listen to this one, but it's its first major release in a long time, because he's one of a brilliant artist, and he was actually in a fight with his record company for a long time. So I maybe do a video on this one if you guys are interested, because Stéphane Escher is really one of my favorite artists. I try to see him every time he tours, because he rearranges every songs of his repertoire every time with different musicians. Sometimes there are like 3 of them on stage, sometimes it's 20 guys on stage. So every show is different. Another LP I bought is Imagine Dragons. This one for the girlfriend, but I kind of like what this guy do. I'm not usually a big fan of pop songs or what you hear on the radio all the time, but these ones are very catchy, and every now and then there's bands that I like, and I have to dig into them. But Imagine Dragons are a huge collection of hits already, and they're actually kind of good. Not especially guitar-oriented music, because that's what I kind of prefer, but why not? Okay, final album for today. Wasp, very first album on picture disc. This is one of the 3 discs I bought at the same time. There was a discount if you took 3 vinyl, so you know. So nice picture disc. This is the back cover. Okay, what's silly here is that they are missing the head of the 4th member, so should have thought of that when they did their picture disc. It actually brings me back many years ago. One of the first discs, one of the first bands I really liked was Wasp. Very heavy metal for the time. I Wanna Be Somebody, Love Machine, School Days, Tormentor, On Your Knees, The Torture Never Stops, you know, Hellion. This one is filled with classics, really. You can't go wrong with that first album by Wasp. Chris Holmes on the guitar. Got a chance to see them a couple of times in Paris quite recently. Great show. This is one of those bands, you know, when I started listening to hard rock and heavy metal in the late or early mid 80s. I never thought I'd get to see them on stage, but I did. I'm glad I did. I think that, you know, this album, second one was okay. The third one, The Last Command, I got this one on vinyl as well. I bought it back in the days. But my favorite one from Wasp, I don't have on vinyl, is the Headless Children. The Headless Children. So I'll try to get this one at one point. In the meantime, I'm finishing this video on this nice little picture disc of Wasp. Very tasty cover. It's Wasp, you know. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I did some few editing on the video, as you can see. Hope you enjoy this. Well, we'll send more videos soon, hopefully. I had a little problem with my iPhone, so this is another one. So I got some videos showing you some of my collection that we'll put on YouTube later on. So thank you and bye bye.